الكرة عليه وأمددناكم. Basically, أمددنا supply with no limit. You with men and money, as we see it. And وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ أَكْثَرَ نَفِيرًا. You become greater in the matter of war machinery. You can tell now, if the Jews went into fight, the whole world will fight with them, not just by themselves. If they come in, if there is a war to break between Israel and any person, the whole world is stand to fight with them. And so that is, it's not just you. The whole East and West and the intelligence and satellite and armies stand behind you to support you. And it did happen in the past, 67 and so on and so forth. They were part of the war.
Sheikh, I interrupt you. Christian people still believe they are God's chosen people.
Right. So, وَأَمْدَدْنَاكُمْ بِأَمْوَالٍ وَبَنِينَ وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ أَكْثَرَ نَفِيرًا. If you called for a war, definitely, if you look at it, right now, if you just, how much the state of Israel has army and armaments, and you put all the Muslim world on the other side, definitely the Muslims have more. Collectively, they all have more. But Allah saying, they are not standing by themselves. With Israel, notice how big the Islamic Ummah, and how many armies in the Muslim 57 countries, and how many arms and armament they have, definitely more. Even the Arabs more. But they are not standing by themselves, they are standing with the whole world beside them. And
Yes,
that's why you are
support of America.
that's why you are having kathra. Kathra is more, basically. Akthara nafira. In ahsantum, and Allah said, if you do good, basically you're going to save yourself. It doesn't mean here anymore that is the trust will be given back to them. No. Except if they become Muslims. Other than that, if they do good and just and fair, they might save themselves from destruction. But if they did not, Allah said, you just basically dig your grave by your hand. That's exactly what the verse said. If you do not do just and fair, you are digging your grave by yourself. And said, next one, ثُمَّ رَدَدْنَا لَكُمْ فَإِذَا جَاءَ وَعْدُ الْآخِرَةِ. Okay? Yeah, read the 6 and 7.
Then Allah gave you a return of victory over them, and Allah helped you with wealth and children and made you more numerous in manpower. And Allah said, if you do good, you do good for your own selves, and if you do evil, you do it against yourself. Then when the second promise came to pass, we permitted your enemies to disgrace your faces and to enter the mosque, and as they had entered it before, and to destroy with utter destruction all that fell in their hands.
Your enemy, who is their enemy? American is their enemy? Russian is their enemy?
Christian, I think Christian.
Okay. So he said, the same people that are your enemies are going to take their turn. And said, يَدْخُلُ الْمَسْجِدَ كَمَا دَخَلُوهُ أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ. They enter what?
Then, when the second promise came to pass, we permitted, Allah permitted your enemies to disgrace your faces and to enter the mosque, as they had entered it before, and to destroy with utter destruction all that fell in their hands.
Good. So, this verse saying, the term is going to come where your enemy are going to enter, disgrace your face and destroy everything you have done and destroy you, and enter the mosque the way they have entered that mosque first time. Well, the mosque is, we know, is the mosque in Jerusalem. When Muslims enter there, first time? How many times already Muslims entered to Jerusalem?
3 times.
Huh? 3 times?
One time, Umar ibn Khattab.
No.
Salahuddin.
Salahuddin Ayyubi too.
We're talking about since the surah was revealed the first time was Umar ibn Khattab.
صح.
ما دخلوها.
صح. Okay, so basically Muslims entered Jerusalem twice. One at Umar ibn al-Khattab time, and the second one, Salah ad-Din.
But the enemy was neither time was the.
But we are not talking about the enemy, we are talking the way entering the masjid.
Right.
Okay, regardless who is there. The first time, definitely these two times, the Muslims entered Jerusalem against Christians, not the Jews. Umar ibn Khattab, when he went there, it was under the control of
Romans.
Romans or the Catholics. And then when Salah ad-Din entered there, it was under the control of Romans and Catholics. So, but the key is twice Muslims enters in a war that place twice. So now he's talking about entering again. Is it going to be like the entering for first time or for the second time?
First.
Is Muslims going to enter Jerusalem the way with Umar ibn al-Khattab, or going to enter Jerusalem the way with Salah ad-Din? So what the verse said?
Peaceful.
I think they like Hazrat Umar. They believe
And when the second promise came to pass, Allah permitted your enemies to disgrace your face and to enter the mosque as they had entered it before.
As they had entered it, what?
Before.
No, the first time. No,
Entered
that's
it
not
before.
what? First time.
That's the translation.
That's the translation.
Yeah, that's wrong. As they have entered it the first time.
first.
Okay? So when there is first time, second time, third time, maybe there is fourth time. Because saying, but this time it will be just like the first time, not like the second time. What does that mean? What's the difference between Muslims entering Jerusalem the way where Umar ibn Khattab was there, or the way where Salah ad-Din was there? What is the difference? Anybody knows?
No war.
Huh?
No war.
Yeah,
There was no
that's-
war. They peacefully.
Okay, Umar ibn Khattab, when he entered, basically no one was killed.
Right.
They just came to outside the city and they gave him the key and signed the treaty and everything. So there was absolutely no war, though the army was there. The Muslim armies and Abu Ubaidah ibn al-Jarrah and Khalid ibn Walid, these great leaders were there, but they decided to submit the city to the Khalifa. They say if the Khalifa comes, we'll give him the key and we don't need any destruction.
But Sheikh, this.
Hold it, let me finish. So, this verse saying to us, Muslims are going to go for the third time, entering with their army Jerusalem, but not like Salah ad-Din where a lot of killing from both sides. It will be exactly the way Umar ibn al-Khattab entered Jerusalem, means have people basically surrender and peace will spread over there. But what is the other difference? Number one, there is no war. Other difference between the entrance of Umar ibn al-Khattab and Salah ad-Din. Number one, there is no war. So everybody will be saved. Number two, but you can tell here, he said,
It was.
there will be a kind of destruction, not killing, and destruction to ma'alaw. Whatever they established will be taken out. And they established, they might already destroy the masjid and build their temple. And they will raise it high. So when they coming, they will enter, there will be no killing. But whatever they raise as a religious part, it will be taken out. Just like when Muhammad ﷺ entered to Kaaba, all the idols and all shirk it got to be destroyed. So تعالوا قال ايش دخلوه أول وليتبروا. They will destroy everything that you raise on the ground on a religious basis that falls. ما علوا تتبيرا. They will basically destroy it totally. Now what is the second difference between the Khilafah by Umar ibn Khattab and Salah ad-Din? Anybody? Yeah.
You know, Sheikh, the way it looks, I'm using my knowledge, that we're going to be like when Hazrat Umar went there, they say our book says this is the sign, and same thing going to happen when the book going to say, look, it is written in our thing and serving.
Right, but what is the other difference? Why we're going to enter like the first time and the second time? Yeah. Alright, it was Khilafah what? Rashida. At Salah ad-Din there was Khilafah, but it was kind of, yeah. So there will be righteously guided Khilafah, just like Umar ibn al-Khattab. So before this happened, Khilafah should be already running up and running. And Khilafah, similar to the Khilafah of Umar ibn al-Khattab, were justice everywhere, and fairness everywhere, and respect and preservation to life and rights everywhere.
But Allah, Shaykh, Allah did not say who is going to be. It says Muslim. Who?
Right now, well, they know. Basically,
Could be
people similar to Sahaba.
Could be Americans.
Good, yes, that's why it could be American. Exactly.
I don't care who. I saw them, they are Muslims and good Muslims. I don't care who. It doesn't have to be.
Because we have the impression that we're all going to put our turbans and long beard and we're going to go as Omar.
It could be American.
And unfortunately, you see all those who are called themselves Ansar Sharia, right? Everywhere you go, the supporter of Sharia. All of them. They care less about Palestine or the liberation of Palestine or fighting the Jews. They don't. They only just kill someone, your neighbors. That's all what they are worried about, just killing their neighbors. And so they are basically, has to be eliminated, all of them. They are going to be gone. So the second, we said the first is there will be no war, everything will be safe. And the second one, justice. And Muslims similar to the Sahaba and Khalifa, righteous and guided, just similar to Umar ibn Khattab. And that is giving us the hope that is going to happen. Now, because it is 113, this is just the first portion. Now, there are two portions to this story. Two, one in Surah Al-A'raf, one in Surah Al-Ma'idah, to complete the whole story. Now, we know what's going to happen. Basically, the Quran tells us what's going to happen clearly. We're going to ask how. So if you go, before we ask how, ask why these people have lost their trust. So we go to Surah Al-A'raf 163.
And ask them, Ya Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, about the town that was by the sea, when they transgressed in the matter of the Sabbath. When the fish came to them openly on the Sabbath day and did not come to them on the day they had no Sabbath. Thus, we made a trial of them, for they used to rebel against Allah's command.
Well, this test basically comes to every one of us. Okay? When you are desperately in need to something, Allah will make it available to you in an immoral way. And see whether you're going to do it. When you are desperate to something, Allah will test you by making it available to you in immoral way. To see whether you're going to cave in to your problem and do the haram and transgress or not. These people were, as Allah said to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this is how their problem started. They were, أسألهم عن القرية التي كانت حاضرة البحر. Ask them.
And asked him, Ya Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, about the town that was by the sea.
Was by the sea.
When they transgressed in the matter of
Transgressed. This is the key point. Why they were removed from being trusty of the guidance of Allah. One of these is they transgress in very simple way. Listen to it.
When their fish came to them openly on the Sabbath day and did not come to them on the day they had no Sabbath.
Okay, so they have the Sabbath. Sabbath, they suppose, basically, this is we went through this order from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that this day to be devoted exclusively to worship Allah and recite His book and leave all worldly affairs aside. Whole day was required from them to do so. And Allah tested them by every Saturday the fish comes and Allah said, Surah, the Fish comes to the surface and sunbathing. You know, fish never sunbathe, but purposely to test them, Surah, they are on the surface sunbathing, other fish. And they are insects. They wish to get it. They need it for their life, to make money, to sell, to eat. And so what Allah said, they transgressed. What did they do? Say, well, what we gonna do? On Friday night, we'll put the net. And on Sunday, we'll take it. It's full of fish. Allah said, though they observed the Sabbath, they didn't do anything in the Sabbath. But Allah called that transgression. And not only that is the reason why Allah transferred some of them to pigs and monkeys. And that's why Allah said, I sliced them into tribes and nations and dispersed them throughout the whole earth. مزقناهم كل ممزق. This is the reason of it. So when you are in need to something, you better be careful. Allah will test you and make it available to you. Say you are young and Allah will bring you a woman to entice you. And you will see whether you are going to, that is your test. Or you're going to say haram, haram. Like Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. It's haram, haram. I don't care, what is it? If it is available or not available. If it is not right way, I'm not going to bother with it. This is the test. If you pass, you are going to be honored. And really, you are going to be loved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you came in, you are a sinner, still you can repent. But basically, you have lost your rank. Lost your trusty. Your position, you have lost it. But still, you can be a good Muslim. Repentance always available. Okay, so, keep going. This is how it started, but they disqualified their position as a trustee of the guidance of Allah.
So you want to reverse one?
Yeah, we're going to go further.
Okay. And when a community among them said, why do you preach to a people whom Allah is about to destroy or to punish with a severe torment?
This is number 2. That's number 1. They disqualify to be the carrier of the trust. Number 1, they transgress. Number 2, they stop ordering good and forbidding bad. And telling the people who try to order good and forbid bad. Why? They say what? Yeah, the opposite.
And when a community among them said,
Community among them.
why do you preach to a people whom Allah is
Why
about
you
to
preach to people
destroy?
Allah is okay? If he's a sinner and Allah will destroy him, or this kafir, why are you worried about them? Why you ask them to be good? Leave them, Allah will punish them. Allah doesn't care about them. They are misguided and so on. So basically, they stopped ordering good, forbidding bad. Not only that, they justify it. They try to convince others, don't make da'wah. Why you do? Why you bother? These are kafirs. Allah cares less about them. Let them go to hell. Okay, go ahead. That's number 2.
And the warner said, in order to be free from guilt before your Rabb, Allah, and perhaps they may fear Allah. So when they forgot the reminders that had been given to them, Allah rescued those who forbade evil.
So the warner said, we will never stop giving people warning. For one reason, we excuse ourselves in front of Allah. Second, some of them might accept. So I'm not going to stop. If they decided not to take it, that's fine with me. But I'm going to do it, first of all, for myself. Second, some of them might Allah open their heart. Okay? And then Allah said, definitely those who insist in continuation to make da'wah and advice and order good and forbid bad will be saved. What they said?
So when they forgot the reminder that had been given to them, Allah rescued those who forbade evil. But Allah sees those who did wrong with a severe torment.
If punishments come, yeah, okay.
Rebel against Allah's command.
So number 2.
So when they exceeded the limits of what they were prohibited, Allah said to them, be you monkeys, despise and reject.
Exceeded the limit. And that is in the opposite side. Exceeded the limit. Okay, we said either you you fall short of the requirements or you exceed the limit. Either one is bad. Exceed the limit, as you said, people right now, they are supporting Sharia by killing innocent neighbors. Okay? And they think it's jihad. Okay? And so many other Muslims, they like to exceed the limit. When sun sets for Ramadan, say, oh, well, why don't just wait half an hour to make sure it is really night? Why you break your fast now? It might be not night, it might be still day. So just for the safe side, just wait another half an hour. That you exceed the limit.
No.
Okay? Or when they say, oh, we don't know exactly when Fajr is going to come. So why wouldn't just by 3 o'clock eat the suhoor and start fasting from there and stop eating, because we don't know when Fajr and this and so. This is all you exceed the limit. And so on and so forth. Many things. Okay? So that is number what? Number 3. Number 1, Sabbath violation. Number 2, what was it? Ordering good, forbidding bad. And number 3, exceeding the limit. All right?
We said to them, be you monkeys, despised and rejected.
Right.
And remember, when your Rabb, Allah, declared that Allah would certainly keep on sinning against them, the Jews, till the day of resurrection, those who would afflict them with a humiliating torment.
That is number 4. This is the promise of Allah for those people who have done these things. It's not just being taken from their position as a trustee of the guidance of Allah. No. They will never have a stable life until the day of judgment. And wherever they establish life, Allah will send them to destroy it. I mean, they might be there for 50 years, 100 years, 60 years, 20 years, but Allah will send someone to basically shatter the life as if it does not exist.
You know, Sheikh, do they agree, whatever you said, the Jewish people, that they have been converted to pig and a monkey?
Some of them, yes. Go ahead. And that's why they believe we came from monkeys. And Darwin is one of them. Okay, go ahead. Number 4.
And your Lord is quick in retribution.
Quick. That is, you get, your Lord is quick in retribution. All right?
And certainly Allah is all forgiving, most merciful. And Allah has broken them.
Listen. Number 5. Broken them. Okay?
Bani Israel, up into various separate groups on the earth.
Separate groups dispersed on earth. Okay?
Some of them are righteous.
Definitely we don't say all of them bad.
And some are away from that. And Allah tried them with good blessings and evil calamities in order that they might turn to Allah's obedience. Then, after them, succeeded an evil generation.
Yeah, the Jews at the beginning, they were so much good. Every generation came worse than the one before. Now they are even fighting by themselves. That is secular, and that is progressive, and that is so on and so forth. And that is basically, okay, so the late generations, real bad.
Then after them succeeded an evil generation which inherited the book, but they chose for themselves the goods of this low life, saying as an excuse, everything will be forgiven to us. We are chosen.
Yeah.
Will be forgiven to us, and if again the offer of the like came their way, they would again seize them. Was not the covenant of the book taken from them, that they would not say about Allah anything but the truth? And they have studied what is in the book, and the home of the hereafter is better for those who are in the book.
That's number 6, where they claim about Allah what is not in their book. What? They are the chosen. They are forgiving. They are exception. Allah said they have studied their books, and there is nothing in their book, to justify or to prove that claim. So they are saying on behalf of Allah something false, truly false, and Allah has never said that.
And as to those who hold fast to the book, act on his teachings and perform as-salat, certainly Allah should never waste the reward of those who do righteous deeds. And remember when Allah raised the mountain over them as if it had been a canopy.
Okay, we are going to stop here. So that's basically, you finish this one. Basically in Surah Al-A'raf from 163, this story of children of Israel enumerated why this is happened to them. Why what is happening in the surah is going to happen to them. Why they are not just being removed from being trusty. No, their life is going to be shattered 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. Allah said numerous times until the last one is going to be Isa alayhi salatu wasalam, where he is going to come and they are going to be already back and assembled, and they are going to reject him the way they rejected him first. But he is going to eliminate. Actually, he is going to eliminate, Jesus is going to eliminate any sort of shirk and kufr. Christians will be gone, cross will be gone, and Judaism in that way that they know it, it will be gone. The only people who believe in Allah, the one and the unique one, are going to be left. But Jesus will never stop his mission until Tawheed dominate the earth, all of it. Allah, inshallah. Okay, now the second part is going to be in Surah Al-Ma'idah, which is how this second route is going to happen. Means how Muslims is going to enter to the masjid in a way they have entered it the first time. That is in Surah Al-Ma'idah. Start verse number 50. You can read that. So we hope we made it clear. We should be happy and should be receiving the hope and the glad tidings that this is a message of hope. That no matter what you see, this is what Allah said and this is what is going to happen. Muslims are going to enter the Masjid al-Aqsa in a good way. A good way for everybody, not just for them. It's not going to be eliminating to anybody. It's going to be in a good way for everybody. جزاكم الله خير. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. We'll see you inshallah next week.